I heard that you haven't been taking care of the house at all. You should either take care of the household chores or go find yourself a job. As Harold's wife, you should do what is expected of you. If you don't, my son is going to leave you and you're going to have to move out of the house.
Did you come over to our place again without telling me? I've asked you over and over again not to come to our house unannounced. I would appreciate it if you let me know beforehand.
Melanie, why do you have to be so bossy all the time? The house belongs to Harold, and as his mother, don't you think that I have the right to come over as I please?
I think that the house belongs to the both of us. Harold and I are married. Please don't treat me like I'm Harold's accessory. Harold and I are equals.
I just don't understand why you're so hostile towards me. I know what you're thinking. You're only after Harold's money and assets. As his mother, I'm going to do everything in my power to stop you.
I don't know why you're so paranoid. I'm not after Harold's money. You've got it all wrong. And I'm sorry to say this, but Harold doesn't have much money or assets.
What do you mean by that? If Harold really doesn't have much money, it's because you spent it all. You're exploiting him.
I don't understand where you're coming from. Why are you messaging me anyway? What do you need? I'm still working, so if you don't need anything specific, I'm going to go now.
Harold told me that you don't do any of the household chores, which is why I've been coming over to the house when I can. I've been making him dinner. I prepared many things today so that it will last a while, and so that Harold doesn't have to worry about making his own dinner. I made the meals for Harold, so please don't eat them yourself.
You really didn't have to go through all that trouble, but thank you anyway. Harold has a lot of time on his hands, so I'm sure that he has more than enough time to help out around the house and cook meals himself.
How could you say such a thing? Harold works until midnight every day. You don't seem to understand that he works really hard. I feel sorry for him. He works hard and then his wife spends all his hard-earned money. What you're doing to him is truly unforgivable.
I think this is all a big misunderstanding. I'm not using any of Harold's money. It's the other way around. We're both living off of my earnings. I think it's about time you saw the truth about your son. He's not as perfect as you think. You should sit down and talk with him.
Harold told me not to take your words seriously.
Did he really say that to you?
He did, and I believe what he tells me. I'm not going to allow you to continue to live off Harold's hard-earned money. He deserves better than this. How about you try to be a better wife to him?
I'd like to say the same thing to him. Harold hasn't been a very good husband to me.
Harold works until midnight every day. What more do you want from him? Don't you care about his health and well-being? You should treat him with a little more respect.
Okay, fine.
If you agree with what I'm saying, you need to start behaving the way that I want you to as well.
I realize that this is just a waste of time to keep on talking to you like this.
A waste of time?
I'm busy with work now, so please stop messaging me. Bye. Oh, and please let me know in advance the next time you plan to come over to our house. Why didn't you come home last night? Were you working through the night?
That's right. I just got off work, so I'll come home in a bit.
I know that you let your mother come over to our house again. I asked you to tell me when she comes over. Why did you try to hide it from me?
I wasn't hiding anything. Besides, why do I have to let you know every time my mother comes over? She's my mother, not some stranger.
Even if it's your mother, I'd like to know in advance. I don't like people showing up at our house unannounced.
Well, it's my house too. I don't always have to follow your rules. It's my mother. You have nothing to worry about. Why do you care so much?
I don't get along with your mother well. I'd rather she not show up at our house. Let me know the next time you plan on having her over.
Okay, whatever. By the way, I need some money. Will you give me some, please?
Why? What happened to the salary that you earned?
It's not payday just yet. I have a couple more days to go. I need some money before then, so please.
You'd better not go gambling again with my hard-earned money.
I won't, I promise. You got nothing to worry about.
I think that I have every reason to be worried. I won't forgive you if I find out later that you used my money on gambling.
I need $1,000.
I am not going to give you such a large amount of money. I'd like to make some time to sit down with your mother and talk, the three of us. I can't continue to go on like this.
I need to go. Later. Just leave the money that I asked you for at home. I really need the money.
Are you even listening to me?
I felt so bad for Harold, so I did the best thing that I could for him as his mother. Please don't try to control him anymore. What? I realized after going to your house a couple of times, Harold needs me more than he needs you.
I don't understand where this is coming from. What are you talking about?
I want you to pack up your things and move out of the house. I can't have you living off Harold's anymore like some parasite.
You're not making any sense to me right now. Tell me what's going on. I need you to explain it to me.
You guys are divorced now.
What the hell? Why am I hearing about this from you and not Harold?
I found the divorce papers at your house, so I took the liberty of filing them for you. It's what you wanted, right? Seeing that you had the divorce papers filled out and ready.
Does this mean that you went into our bedroom and went through our stuff? How could you? You're right. I did have the divorce papers ready. I knew that things with Harold and I weren't going well, and I wanted the option of ending our marriage if it ended up being the case.
Well, I filed them for you, so there's no need for you to worry about that anymore. You and Harold are back to being strangers now. That's why I'm asking you to pack up your things and move out.
I cannot believe that you filed the divorce papers without asking our permission. What you did is ludicrous. I didn't expect you to take things this far.
Well, I couldn't bear to see Harold so unhappy in his marriage anymore. You should be grateful that Harold put up with you for so long and let you stay in his beautiful home. It's now time for you to leave.
I don't understand why you're so self-righteous. Are you sure that you made the right choice here? Harold is going to be the one to suffer if I leave him. I'll be just fine on my own. You're going to regret the fact that you filed those papers.
I'm not going to regret anything. It was the best thing for Harold. Don't you know how much Harold makes in a month? His monthly salary is $10,000.
Are you sure about that?
I'm the one preparing all of his meals right now, and if you stop taking his money, his entire salary will be mine. That's why we're both happy to see you go. I don't know why Harold married you in the first place. You didn't do anything for him, and all you do is spend his money. Now hurry up and leave our house. I want you out of here ASAP.
Okay, fine. I'll move out as you wish. Good luck to the two of you then.
We don't need any luck. We'll both be very happy without you.
I was surprised to know that you filed the divorce papers without consulting us first. But I'm looking forward to your reaction when you find out the truth about my marriage to Harold.
What do you mean by that?
Let me just say this. I'm thrilled to be moving out. Thank you for filing the divorce papers.
It was my pleasure. Now, please leave. Harold and I are both so excited to start a new life without you.
Well, good for you. It was nice knowing the both of you. Goodbye.
Melanie, may I have a word with you? There's something that I want to check with you.
I'm sorry, but I have nothing to say to you. Bye.
Wait a second. There's no need for you to be so rude to me. It's about the rent.
What about the rent? The lease agreement has been changed over to your name now, so there's really no need for you to involve me.
Yes. When did you change the name of the lease over to me? You could have told me about that. Why was the lease in your name in the first place? Shouldn't have been in Harold's. And why change it over to my name and not Harold's? It just doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, Harold works part-time at a convenience store. He's not qualified to put his name on the lease agreement.
What? I didn't know that Harold worked at a convenience store. What do you mean by part-time?
You said that you wanted to talk to me about the rent. Are you going to tell me that you can't afford to pay the rent or something?
Yes, that's right. How did you know? Do you know why there's no money in Harold's bank account? It just doesn't make any sense.
Actually, it makes perfect sense to me. Harold doesn't have any real money, which is why he doesn't have any savings. But it's not something to get all nervous about. I think you misheard Harold's salary. You seem to think that he makes 10 grand a month when it's actually $1,000 a month.
What do you mean?
Harold works part-time at a convenience store, and the maximum he makes a month is $1,000. Sometimes less than that. What made you think that he made 10 times that amount?
I bet you're lying to me. Harold's salary can't be that low. Otherwise, how would he be able to afford this house? Besides, I've seen his payslip before. I don't think that I have the wrong number.
Oh, so you looked at the payslips then. I get it now. The payslips were mine, not Harold's. You just assumed that they belonged to Harold. Well, you were wrong.
Those payslips were yours?
Yes, that's right. I was the breadwinner. I work in the sales department of a global firm, so my pay is very high. That's why we were able to afford the house that you're now living in. The rent is around $2,000, which is twice what Harold earns in a month. I knew that Harold wouldn't be able to pay the rent once I moved out, which is why I put your name on the lease agreement. Don't tell me that you quit your job.
This is all new to me. I didn't know that you were the one making all the money. I can't believe this. How are Harold and I going to pay for our living expenses then? There's no way that the two of us can live off the $1,000 that Harold brings in each month. I thought he made 10 times that amount, which is why I quit my job. And I just finished selling my house.
Did the proceeds from selling the house get wired to Harold's bank account by any chance?
Yes. Is that a problem? I'm not good with money, so I had Harold take care of it all. He was more than happy to.
Well, I bet he's gambled all that money already.
What?
I have a stable job, and I have no money troubles like Harold. I didn't need him in my life to live happily. Harold used to have a good job, but then he embezzled some money and got caught. He was penniless after he paid the company compensation for the damages caused. He was also fired from his job, naturally. After that, he started gambling and borrowed money to go to casinos. Now, he has a lot of debt. When we were still married, I helped him out with his money troubles, but now that we're strangers, none of this is my concern.
Why am I only hearing about this now? When did Harold start gambling, and why didn't you tell me?
Well, he recently started working at that convenience store, and I thought that he was trying to better himself, but he's been going to casinos in the mornings when he isn't at work. Basically, he's using all his money on gambling. He hasn't changed his old habits.
Casinos?
You were so proud of Harold for working so late at night. But it's just at a convenience store and he isn't making the kind of money that you wish for. Harold isn't working long hours. He's simply in charge of the night shifts at the convenience store. I work much harder than he does and I get paid well too. I'm sure that there are college students out there that are making more money than Harold. I wish you the best of luck with everything.
It seems that I had it all wrong.
That's what I've been trying to tell you all this time, but you wouldn't listen to me.
I'm sorry that I didn't take you seriously before. I'll pay more attention to you now. So would you please forgive us and come home? I realize how much you've been doing for Harold and I. It would mean a lot to me if you moved back in with us. And I'd really appreciate it if you could help pay the rent of this house.
Why in the world would I do that after the way you treated me? No way! It is too late to try to be nice to me. I know that it's just an act and that you're only after my money. I already moved into a fabulous new place and I am very happy living on my own. I can't believe that I used to live with Harold. Life on my own is so much more comfortable and enjoyable. I should have divorced him sooner instead of waiting for you to file those papers. I'm very grateful to you for filing those papers though, so thank you for taking care of it.
You don't need to thank me for that. It'd make me much happier if you got back together with Harold. You used to be married to him. Don't you worry that he doesn't have enough money to live off of? I don't know what to do. How am I supposed to pay for everything? You need to help us. Melanie, please.
Well, like you said, we're strangers now, so I don't think that I can do anything for you. You told me that I was a parasite and that I should move out. I took your advice and moved out. Shouldn't you be satisfied with that?
Asking you to move out was a mistake. I take it back. I'm really sorry. Please forgive me and move back home.
I'm sorry, but it's just too late. There's not anything you can say to change my mind. Please figure things out with Harold. I'll stay out of your life like you wanted me to. Goodbye now. Harold is a new parasite in your life. Enjoy! After her conversation with Melanie, Helen confirmed with Harold that Melanie was telling the truth. And as Melanie had predicted, Harold had already spent the proceeds from selling Helen's house on gambling. The money was gone. So Helen no longer had the money to buy back her old house even if she wanted to. For obvious reasons, Helen and Harold were not able to afford the rent of their current home and had no choice but to move out. They even had to pay a penalty fee to the landlord because they were late in paying the rent. Helen and Harold ended up on the streets, and although Helen had hoped to live a happy life using Harold's money, she ended up living a life of despair. It doesn't seem like it would be easy for either of them to get stable jobs.
I've come to learn that Avery is from an only mother household. I have to say, I'm pretty disappointed by hearing about this. Andrea? Are you sure you're not confusing me with someone else right now? Why would you think that? You're Avery's mom, right? Kelly or something like that? Well, I just never assumed that you'd contact me out of the blue saying things like that. And yes, Avery comes from a single mother household. But what does that have to do with you? Recently, when I came over to meet you, I was surprised. Not even you seemed to care that much about your own situation, and I was really left wondering about you. Having a single mother household is really uncool, you know. I was wondering why nobody had ever talked about you both living that way, and I finally had to end up learning about it. Uncool? Andrea, I'm sorry. I really don't have a clue what you're trying to say to me. If you don't get to the point here, I'll never be able to understand you. Of course you don't understand me, do you? The fact that Avery only had a single parent growing up that raised him is way uncool. And it's fair to say that you'll never be able to realize just how uncool the both of you really are. Andrea, are you talking down to me right now? Well, I wouldn't say that I'm talking down to you in any sense, but... oh, maybe I am actually. A person like you as Avery's mother is not what I wanted to see. And why are you acting like this right now? Is there even a good reason for you going out of your way today to text me about this? You could say the good reason is to keep you in check, I guess. Keep me in check? For what reason, though? If you really want your son to end up becoming happy with me, please don't come to our wedding, okay? LOL. Huh? I think that the both of us don't want anyone else knowing that you've been his single mother this whole time, right? LOL. If you don't show up, we can just say that his parents weren't able to make it, and we'll leave it at that. But if you did come and had no man to accompany you, then everyone would know the truth. LOL. Even if other people learn about me, it's the truth and there's nothing anyone can do about it. And I'd like to know what's wrong about raising my son in a single-parent household. I made sure to raise Avery into my perfect little man. I never said there was anything wrong with Avery. I'm only saying there's something wrong with you. LOL. With me? You ended up getting thrown away by your husband, and now you'll turn into a lonely and old grandma because of it. Don't you feel that by coming to our wedding, you could curse the two of us or something? If you really want to care about the two of us, stay away from the wedding, please. You can look through the window or something, but just don't come inside the building. What are you talking about? I was thrown out by my husband? Have you never even talked with Avery about any of this? This is going to be Avery and my wedding, so I'd like for you to listen to what I want. And one other thing, don't say anything to Avery that could cause any one of us to regret this, okay? If you end up having him lose trust in me or something, I will never, ever forgive you. If you're praying for your son to end up happy, you have to pray for my happiness as well, right? But don't you feel that all of this is asking way too much from me? I have every single right as Avery's mom to come and see him get married on his very special day. Well, I have nothing else to say to you. Please and thank you, Kelly. And make sure you don't say anything stupid to Avery. You have to make sure that the two of us can remain happy together forever. Say anything stupid? What am I supposed to say then? Avery, have you not spoken to Andrea at all about our situation? About what happened with your dad and about this family?
When you say dad, what do you mean? Of course I told her about him. And everything I could about him, at least. What's going on with you, Mom?
Well, if you've told her about him, that's a start. But I think she's misunderstood something you brought up to her.
Misunderstood something about Dad?
It doesn't really matter. I'm just glad that you did, in fact, talk to her. By the way, how have things been going with wedding preparations? Are you making it by all right? I'm aware that you also have to keep up with work while preparing, but just know that you can take a break whenever you need one.
I'm fine, Mom. I've been doing pretty well, actually, with everything.
Are you and Andrea working well together to get everything worked out?
Actually, Andrea really hasn't done anything to help.
What? But this is the wedding for the two of you, right?
Seems that Andrea is preoccupied with a couple other things right now. She goes home to her parents all the time, and has various things happen over there.
Is that so? When I had last talked with her parents and everything, they didn't make it seem like they were all that busy.
Is that so? Well, recently it just seems that Andrea's become really busy. I haven't really had time to worry about what she's been up to. But maybe it's time I checked in with her about it.
Well, she is going to become your wife, right? The both of you are going to be living life together from now on, so it's best that you talk with her whenever you can.
Now that you mention it, there is something that's been on my mind.
What's that been? I shouldn't really have to be thinking about this at all, but you're still not planning to come to the wedding today, right? Huh? Of course I plan on coming to my son's wedding. Well, if that's going to be the case, then I'll let the front know not to let you in, LOL. Excuse me, That's not something you should be telling them on the day of the wedding, right? Didn't I tell you this already before, though? I get that it's hard for you to understand me. To be straightforward, having the mother of a single mother household is too embarrassing for me, so don't come to this wedding. I see that you think you can tell me what to do as though you have some control over me or something. But do you not see what you're asking for right now? I know very well what I want, LOL. I want to make sure that everyone ends up happy, and to make that possible, I have to get you as far away from us today as possible. I want to make sure that Avery can enjoy today without the embarrassment of a single and old mom in the room. I bet that a woman like you is trying to bleed your son dry of all of his money, right? I really hate the thought of that. So I think I'll have us cut ties with you as well. You're even going as far as to tell me that now? You really have little clue of what you're talking about. About what, LOL? If you want to make sure that the two of us have a wonderful life together, you have to sacrifice any connections you have to us, right? A wonderful life, huh? You're saying that me not coming to the wedding will help Avery become happy and have a wonderful life. That's what I'm saying, LOL. I'm aware that Avery has never told you this, but I think he really sees you as a strain on his image. And so, a poor and selfish grandma doesn't need to be here today. We can just keep the fact that you raised him all by yourself as a secret between us. So if you really care about your son and daughter-in-law, then don't come to our wedding. Understood. I won't go. And I'd like for you to cut ties with us as well. I no longer want to hear anything from or see you ever again. Well, up until now, I've never once been the one to contact you. It's always been you contacting me to ask about things or make rude remarks. Well, from now on, I don't want you texting or calling your son either. I just want to make sure you enjoy suffering as a lonely woman all the way until you keel over. Now, I'm going to get ready to enjoy my wedding. Have fun, Andrea. I will do as you wish and stay away from that wedding for you. But I'm sure you'll soon see that me not being there will result in a few problems for you. But if that's what you want from me, then I have no choice. Now, I'll be going. You plan on coming to the wedding, right? Huh? What are you talking about now? I told you that I'm doing as you wanted and am not coming to that wedding anymore. That should be good enough for you, right? Now goodbye. But that's going to screw me! I want to call you right now, so please answer this time. And please come here and attend our wedding. You told me again and again to make sure to never come to that wedding. So why have you had a change of heart? I'm having a really hard time understanding you now, even more than I did before. It looks like my parents are going to get really upset with me if you don't come here. Really? I'm not really sure myself, but when I said that you might not make it today, they got all worked up. I suppose that would happen. Huh? What do you mean? When they learned that I raised a powerful man like my son all by myself, they felt as though I deserved to be happy myself for all my hard work. So they planned to have me at this wedding today to show me that my son would be marrying a supposedly amazing woman like their daughter. And what's even more surprising is the fact that because my son is doing so well for himself, he's become a customer of your family's company. But you ended up telling the mother that raised such an amazing man to stay away from his own wedding. I'd assume that if the wedding gets canceled, that wouldn't be too out of the ordinary, right? They respect you? Why? I knew that my dad's company works with Avery as he's one of the company's customers and all, but, well, I was able to make him into such a respectful and hardworking young man all by myself. And because of that, your parents really respect me for everything I had to sacrifice for Avery. Even Avery really respects me for what I did. And I'm so lucky that he's always there to tell me that. You're the only one that seems to differ, though. You seem to think that because I was a single mother, it's okay to make fun of me. You even went as far as to ask me to stay away from the wedding and to cut ties with you after all. That's what they're thinking about? Well, I've been thinking about what'll happen after we get married. I know that for the two of us to become happy, we no longer need you around. And that's the selfish idea you've stuck with, correct? What makes Avery happy is his choice. And I know dang well that to him, he'd never think of cutting ties with me to make himself happy. I think that your ego is getting in the way of everything, especially your marriage. But in reality, all you care about is the fact that the money you plan to use will go away if he stays in touch with me, correct? You don't like the idea of that, do you? Huh? You hate thinking about the thought of me one day asking him for all his money as I get older, right? And that's why you decided that the only way to fix your problem of having me around is to get rid of me as soon as possible. That's not exactly... And it looks as though you thought getting rid of me would be easy, but you don't have the permission of either your own parents or my son in doing something as self-centered as that. Have you been unaware this whole time of the fact that your parents and Avery like me and want to respect me? I think you should start looking at life through a clear set of eyes, ones that aren't obstructed by your selfishness. Well, I never knew something like this could happen. Avery has been looking around for you to see where you're at and wants you back here right now. I'm not going there now. You wanted me out of the place. Huh? So you're really not coming to see our wedding? Of course. Why don't you take a little responsibility for what you asked for? And another thing before we're done here. I know that you've been making fun of me as if my husband had left me long ago and had me take Avery from him as well. But really, all that happened was my husband passing away. Avery told me that he told you all about what happened, but it seems you didn't listen to him, right? I didn't know about that. I guess I might not have heard him. That's right. I asked Avery about this. He tells me that every so often you seem to go into a world of your own. Why's that? Huh? I don't have a world of my own. What if I told you that I know the reason why? What do you want to say to me? Up until now, Avery and I have worked together to make sure that the both of us survived. But Avery and I never thought I'd be asked to stay away from the wedding. When I told him about that, he said he had something on his mind regarding you. Come back here right now, please. Can you please not tell him about any of this? I understand now that you're freaking out and would love for me to be there, but I'm through with you. I cannot be asked to come to a wedding for someone as irresponsible as you. And to make sure you pay for everything you've said to me, I'm going to let them all know. I've let them all know about how you've been cheating on my son. Huh? What are you talking about, Kelly? There's no way I'd ever do that. Stop saying things like that to me. You might have thought nobody knew about what you were doing, but I made sure to do some research on you. On me? I had wanted my son to end up being happy with you, and so I wasn't going to look into anything. But now that I have, and after the ways you've treated me, I have to say that I do not agree with this wedding, and so that's why I'm not going. Of course, I'm planning on telling Avery about you cheating on him, and I hope that means he'll take action against you, like getting a settlement. I'm sure your parents are tired of you as well, right? Wait, please, Kelly. You're going way too far now. Don't you feel like you've done enough to me already? Please, just come to the wedding and just forget about anything that's happened between us. I just want for this wedding to get back on track and for your son and I to be happy. Can we act like none of this has ever happened? Andrea, you can't take back everything you've said to me now. And now you're going to have to live with the regrets of all the actions you've taken until now. I can see that you both won't be married anymore, so good job. Next time, you should try a little better at gaining everyone's respect. At least this time you didn't have to have some moneyless grandma at your wedding, right? Well, it doesn't matter, because your wedding has gone to crap anyway, LOL. And just after I had finished talking with Andrea, I let my son know about what was going on, and he canceled the whole wedding. And it seems after that, they even said goodbye to any chance of getting married. Then, once both her parents realized what had happened, they expressed their clear disappointment in her and said for her to never come back to their house. Andrea anticipated getting married to Avery and moving in with him, so she had already quit her job. But now she realizes she's going to be without any money and went into an extreme panic. And as for the man she was with behind Avery's back, he learned she had no more money and threw her away as well. And so, in the end, Andrea lost everything due to her selfishness. I'd say this is a great case of her getting what she asked for, and I hope that the next time she finds a man to marry, she acts a bit wiser about how she treats their parents. Well, that's if there is another man. LOL.
Alright, so we're gonna go and meet my parents tomorrow, right? I'm a little worried about something, so I thought that I should warn you before we go.
What are you worried about?
I just spoke to my parents on the phone, and it looks like my dad... well, it sounds like he really's got something against you.
What? Really? But we've never even met before. What could he have against me? Is he really that protective of you?
Kind of. It's more like he thinks that we gotta marry into someone that's worthy of being in our family, since I guess you can say that we have it all. We have the education, the money, the influence. I mean, all of our family has graduated from a renowned university. He wants the people that join our family to be just as high up on the ladder as we are.
So, what's the problem? I went to a pretty famous university too. Or is it not famous enough?
Well, yeah, the problem isn't you exactly, it's your background. I didn't know that your dad was a single parent. You've never told me that he raised you by himself. But my dad knew somehow.
Wait, I told you that my mom passed away. I didn't think that I would have to tell you that that means that my dad is a single parent.
Well, I knew about your mom, but I didn't think that he was still alone. When you hear that someone's from a single-parent household, you get the impression that they're not exactly financially stable. You understand that, right?
What? Troy, what are you even saying? That doesn't make any sense at all. Do you understand that that's called prejudice?
Anyway, I think that's why my dad doesn't like you. My mom told me that he's been in a bad mood recently because of that. So I just want you to be careful with what you say to him tomorrow. We don't want to anger him any further.
You're telling me to be careful? How am I supposed to do that? I haven't even done anything wrong, so how am I supposed to take care not to make him angry? I'm not gonna walk around on eggshells. I don't understand where this is all coming from, but if he already hates me, then obviously there's nothing I can do about it. I'm just going to be myself and work towards getting to know him, and have him get to know the real me. Everything's going to be fine, so you don't have to worry.
You've got a lot of nerve coming into my house and trying to slither your way into my family. A woman like you doesn't deserve to be with my son. You're beneath him.
You should take that back, Mason. You're being extremely rude. You were insulting my dad, too. What you've said is absolutely unforgivable.
You and that father of yours, did you really think that you could become a part of our family if you got closer to my son and married him? You're beneath us. You don't have the right. You must be stupid if you think that I'm going to let you get away with this.
I'm not interested in becoming family with someone who speaks like that to someone they've only just met. And the prejudices you have against single-parent households is just ridiculous, too. I don't want to have anything to do with your so-called super elite family.
You don't have the right to reject us. We're the ones that want nothing to do with people like you. You must have thought that marrying into our family was a chance for you to become rich yourselves. But you're not getting your dirty hands on any of my money. And you're not marrying my son either. If you keep on acting like a gold digger like that, then you'll never get married. It's no wonder you're still single at your age.
Excuse me?
There's no point in trying to hide it. I heard from Troy that you're older than he is. Which means that you're over 30. If a woman's not married by the time she's 25, that can only mean that something's wrong with her. In other words, you're after our money. You can't trick me, you're a fortune hunter. You should take a good look at yourself and your background before you go out and try and find another victim. Next time you should aim a lot lower instead of trying to reach for someone that's out of your league. You and my son were never going to make it as a couple. He's too good for you. And you only have your ignorance to blame if you can't realize that.
Mason, I think you should be careful with what you say to me. You're going to regret being this rude, and you'll wish that you could take it back when it's too late.
Why should I take care with what I say to you? You're just a gold digger. I can say whatever I like to someone like you. Do you want to know why? It's because someone with your background doesn't have the power to stop me. You say that I'm going to regret this? As if. What can you do to make me apologize? Nothing!
I understand the love you have for your only son, and wanting the best for him, including the best partner, but that doesn't mean that you can talk to people however you want. You were rude enough to insult me and my father the minute I walked through your door, and now you've gone out of your way to contact me online just to continue your verbal abuse. It's pathetic. And you really consider yourself a part of the higher end of society? As an elite? Don't make me laugh.
And you wouldn't, since you're not one of us. We have pride in being elites, and we have a duty to uphold our reputation. If I let Troy marry you, it would mean the end of that reputation. Especially now that I know your father didn't even go to high school. An embarrassment like that has to be avoided at all costs.
Excuse me? How did you even find out about that? My dad's never told you that, and I've never told Troy either. How did you find out about my dad's education? And about my dad being a single parent? It seems like Troy never told you, so how did you know?
I guess it's difficult for a poor person like you to understand. Rich people have their own ways of finding information that someone like you could never dream of. It must be a shock, but this is proof that you would never have made it in our family.
Enough with the derogatory comments. Would you hurry up and tell me how you found out about my dad? You're starting to creep me out.
You? Ordering me around? God, you even sound uneducated. But I'll tell you, it's easy for me to hire someone to investigate someone like you. Money makes the world go round, and having a lot of money myself, I could do whatever I want. I have the sort of education that you can only dream of, and with it I can have a career that's out of your reach, and money that you'll never get. When someone is born into the lowly circumstances you're stuck with, they can never escape it. The only life you'll ever know is lacking in financial stability, lacking in good education, and wanting of good morals.
You really sound like you're enjoying this. But I'm warning you, I'm going to report everything you've said to my dad.
Do whatever you like. I doubt that he can ever do anything to me. Oh, and maybe it was difficult for an idiot like you to understand, but the engagement is off. You're not marrying my son. I'm not going to allow you to marry into our family, not now and not ever. We've all been to top universities in our country. Why should we let someone like you get in our way?
I never imagined that my own fiancé's husband would cancel the engagement, but I'm not upset by it at all. If anything, I'm relieved. The only thing I'm disappointed about is that your son wasn't the man I thought he was. Now I know what he's really like. I don't want to marry him. I've already told him that I don't want to marry him myself. I'm not interested in becoming family with someone who thinks that he can insult people based on their education. And he didn't even try to defend me while you were shouting abuse at me. He was too afraid to argue back to you. When I saw that he wasn't even going to try and come between us, I lost all of my feelings for him. It made me wonder why I even fell in love with him in the first place.
Our family has a strong bond. Of course he wouldn't talk back to me for a woman like you. He knows better than that. It takes an education to teach people who they should really side with. And he made the right choice by not defending you. We don't need someone like you disrupting our family bond.
I told you I have no intention of marrying your son anymore. So there's no need for you to talk down to me like that.
I made the right choice by hiring that private investigator to look into you and your family.
What?
I found out a lot of interesting things about you. I didn't want some random woman making her way into my son's life and getting her dirty hands on our money. I should have been more wary and stopped him from even dating a woman like you. But at the very least, I managed to stop him from ruining his life by marrying you.
You actually went out of your way to investigate us? Wow, you're so committed. So you really think that your family's reputation is worth that much effort to protect? You must think very highly of yourself.
Of course I do. Our family is special. We have dignity, unlike people like you. The private investigator informed me that your father didn't even go to high school. There's no way that I can let you start a family with our Troy knowing that you're going to mix your uneducated blood into our family. You're not marrying Troy, and that's final.
Well, my dad says that you're fired.
What?
I'm tired of talking to you, so I've already told him everything that you've said to me. At first, I was willing to just accept breaking off the engagement because Troy and I were probably just not meant for each other. And I was willing to ignore how rude you had been to me when I visited. But you've gone too far, Mason. You said too much about me and my dad, and now we're both furious. My dad's shocked that you could be so discriminatory and has decided he doesn't want you working in his company anymore.
What the hell are you talking about? He can't do anything to me. He's just a middle school graduate. He doesn't have the power to fire me.
Listen to me, Mason. You're working in the company that my dad founded after he graduated from middle school. He's your employer, asshole.
What did you say?
Let me correct myself. You're not even working in his company. You're working in some distant child company that doesn't even have much affiliation with him.
What are you talking about?
You don't even know what he looks like, do you? The CEO of your parent company? You wouldn't, because you don't have any reason to. Since you're not even a manager of any kind, you're just a simple office worker. But you should have gotten his picture when you investigated us, right? How about you look up the CEO of the company you're working for? I think you'll recognize him, because he'll have the same face as the man in the picture who you got from your PI.
What? You're kidding.
I'm not. Look it up and see for yourself. If you take a look at the company homepage, you'll find my dad's picture.
It's true. It really is the same picture. No way. Your father is the CEO of our parent company?
That's why I warned you not to insult my dad. So, how does it feel to be fired by the very guy that you were insulting for being beneath you and inferior to you? Is it embarrassing? Do you feel humiliated? I hope so, because you definitely deserve it.
Wait a minute. Is this really true? Are you the CEO's daughter? But why? I didn't know. I didn't know about any of this. The investigator never told me that your father owned a company, let alone the company that I work at.
What, did the PI only tell you that my dad was a middle school graduate? That's a shame. You must have wasted a lot of money to get that lousy information. But even if you didn't know, nothing's going to change my dad's mind. You should just give up and work on fixing your manners and finding another job.
I'm very sorry.
What?
I apologize for being so rude towards you and the CEO. I got ahead of myself and made a lot of unpleasant remarks that hurt you and your father. It was because I didn't know who you really were. If I did, I wouldn't have said that. I really regret my actions towards you, and I hope that you'll find it in your hearts to forgive me. Please let me apologize. I'm sincerely extremely sorry. It was unacceptable for me to speak to you like that.
It's too late for you to start apologizing now. The damage has already been done. Besides, we're not interested in accepting your apology.
Please don't say that. I really didn't mean to insult you like that. Please, hear me out. It was the investigator's fault. They must have made a mistake and sent me the wrong information. I didn't mean to be so rude to you, okay? You've got to believe me.
Oh, really? Then how about the lies about you going to university? I think I'm correct when I say you didn't go at all. But I guess you're trying to say that you didn't mean to lie about that as well.
What?
We already know the truth, Mason. We know that you haven't actually been to university. You lied about being a high school graduate.
I can't believe what you're saying. I went to university. I went to one of the top universities in the country. That's why I got the job at your father's company, because of my degree.
You should be ashamed of yourself. You were putting yourself on a pedestal, declaring that you were better than everyone else because of your higher education. But in actual fact, you've never been to university. You're a high school graduate. My father had you investigated and found out everything for me.
What? You investigated me?
You're just a family of vain liars. Or rather, you're the vain one. You are trying to present yourself as a superior, important man with a reputation to uphold, but you were lying about everything. To your own family, too.
I don't know what you're talking about. I haven't lied about anything.
Of course you know what I'm talking about. You should know yourself whether you've been to university or not. There's no point lying to us anymore. My dad's already had you investigated by a PI because he was worried about the type of person you were.
Huh? You hired a private investigator as well?
Yeah, we found out that you're a high school graduate and that you lied about your education to get into my dad's company. My dad had no intention of getting in the way of my engagement to Troy. He just wanted to know what kind of person you were. He trusted my judgment and was willing to ignore what you had done as long as I really did want to marry Troy. He was going to give his blessing for the marriage, but apparently he's changed his mind. He's angry that you could be so insulting and that you spoke to me like that, and has decided that he wants you gone. He's the CEO after all. He can't ignore that you faked your CV to get into his company.
You already know that much. I never would have imagined that I would be investigated by someone else. I thought that I could hide the truth.
If you're able to investigate someone else, you should keep in mind that someone might be investigating you too. By the way, the PI that you hired was someone that my dad knows. You should know that he has a lot of influence over a lot of local business.
What? He knows the investigator I hired?
Yeah, the PI kindly let him know that he was his next target. So my dad asked him to keep his current position under wraps and chose what information they could leak to you. He wanted to see how you would react to the information you had been given.
What? So you tricked me? So then I was just dancing to your tune without knowing it? Then it's not my fault that I reacted like that. You did it on purpose to make me look like the bad person. We've both done wrong in this situation, so why can't you just overlook what happened? Let's forget about all this.
No way, you must be joking. The second you found out about my dad being a middle school graduate, you hated me before you even met me. And then when I went to visit you with Troy, you looked down on me and insulted me. I don't want to have anything to do with you. I didn't know that my dad had investigated you until I told him everything you said, but I'm grateful that he did. I know that he was just thinking about me, and in the end, he didn't use that as a reason to try and get me to cancel the engagement. But you did.
But it's not my fault. If I had known that you were the CEO's daughter, I never would have said any of this. I would never have disrespected you the way that I did to you both if I knew that he was my boss. I didn't know, so I didn't mean it. You've got to forgive me.
Even if my dad wasn't the CEO of your company, you should never have spoken to me like that. You're the lowest of the low for demeaning me like that. Just because you found out that my dad didn't go to high school. You're obviously not fit to call yourself a father, since you've ruined the chance of a happy future your son might have had, and for lying to him about your own education. Plus, you're going to be fired, and won't be able to support your own family, despite priding yourself for being so well off.
Please wait. You can't do this. You're gonna ruin my life for nothing. I haven't done anything wrong. Tell me what I've done to deserve this.
You still don't understand what you've done? I've already told you enough, so why don't you look back on what you've said to me this past hour and think about it? I don't want to have anything more to do with you or your son, so don't try to contact me again. If you'll excuse me, I've got better things to do.
Wait a minute. I'll give you my blessing. You can marry my son.
Were you even listening to me?
My son says that he still wants to marry you, if I'll let you marry him, so please. He's told me that he's sorry and he wants to get back together, hasn't he? Why don't you? Just forget about everything I said to you today and make up with my son. You were both happy to marry him up until now. Are you going to let a few bad hours change that? Are you really that cold? Just marry him. If that's what you want to do, I won't stop you anymore. I didn't mean anything I said, so if you'll just forgive me.
You're getting on my nerves, Mason, you and your son. There's no way I'll be able to forget what you said to me today, and there's no way I want to marry your son. I've already saved screenshots of the conversation we've had online, and I've already shared them with my dad. And I don't love your son anymore. It's as simple as that. He didn't even try to stop you or try to defend me. And if anything, he was telling me that I needed to be careful the night before we went to visit you. I've already told him that I'm not interested in forgiving him and that we're never getting back together.
You can't do that. What am I supposed to do? I'm going to lose my job. How am I supposed to tell my family? They'll never forgive me.
Oh, yeah, about that. I already told Troy that you lied to him and your family about being a university graduate.
What?
Your entire family knows that you've been lying this entire time. It seems like they're pretty disappointed. Good for you. Now you don't have anything to hide from them. Anyway, I'm leaving now. Don't ever contact me ever again. I don't want to become family with someone like you. So I'm never coming back. Goodbye! After that, Mila ignored all of Mason's messages and calls. She officially broke off the engagement with Troy and let her parents know that she wasn't going to marry him. Mason's managers found out from Mila's father that he had been lying about his education and was fired immediately after. His entire family lost all trust in him when they found out the reasons behind him losing his job. He had been so wary of Mila damaging his reputation and had always been a very proud man, so he was even more embarrassed when they heard that he had never been to university. Troy blamed his father for everything that had happened between Mila and himself and didn't think to look back on his own faults before cutting ties with Mason. Mason's wife announced that she wanted a divorce, and Mason has been attempting to convince her to take him back. without much success. They were calling themselves an elite, well-off family, but in the end, they've lost the strong bond that Mason believed they had, and have all ended up living alone. Mila was relieved that she didn't have to marry a man with such a pretentious family, and was even thankful for Mason's treatment for helping her realize that she was making a mistake.
My ex-girlfriend passed away.
Oh no, really? What happened?
My ex-girlfriend Karen died a sudden death. I'm going to go pay my respects tonight, so I won't be coming home.
But she's your ex-girlfriend, right? Can't you just send a card or flowers? You're her ex-boyfriend. You don't need to pay your respects in person. That would be weird.
But we used to be really close. I want to go see her family directly. Even after Karen and I broke up, we remained close friends. I can't believe that she's gone.
Oh, I can see that you're really upset and you have every right to be, but do you really need to go pay your respects in person? It's a shame she's gone, but I still don't understand why you need to go over to her house. Won't it be uncomfortable for her family?
Why would they be uncomfortable? They love me.
I'm sure that they're grieving privately. Maybe you should just let them be for now. You could attend her funeral, but there's no need for you to visit her house. That's too much. I'm sure that her family will be surprised to see you. They won't be expecting you.
You don't get it. They're like a second family to me. They won't be surprised. I'm close to her parents.
I see. Was Karen married?
No, she wasn't. Why do you ask?
Well, if she was, it would be awkward for her husband to see Karen's ex-boyfriend show up.
Look, you don't have to worry about anything. This is something that I want to do. I'm going, and that's that.
Okay, fine. Since you were close friends, I guess it makes sense that you still want to talk to her family.
I'm going to see if her family needs help with anything. So, if necessary, I'm going to stay with them for more than one night.
I see. I didn't know that you were so close to her family. I kind of thought that you would mention them to me. I mean, we've been married for a while now. So you and Karen were hanging out as friends even after we got married?
Yes, sometimes. I tell you whenever I have plans to go see my friends.
Yes, you do, but you have so many friends, I never know who you're with. This is the first time that I realized that you were still good friends with one of your ex-girlfriends. You could have mentioned that one of your friends was an ex-girlfriend that you were fairly serious about. I'm a little hurt that you failed to mention this to me.
This is not the time for you to be jealous. Karen is dead. Stop being so selfish. I lost a good friend. If anything, you should be comforting me.
Okay, I'm sorry about that, you're right. I'm just surprised to know that you two are so close, but now is not the time to be jealous. Have a safe drive down to Karen's house.
I'm at Karen's house now. I'm going to stay with her family for a while. I want to comfort them with my presence. I'm going to help them with the funeral arrangements.
Do you really need to go out of your way to do all that? It's not like Karen is your ex-wife. It's a little weird.
I'm just trying to be there for a family that needs emotional support right now. How's that weird? Why are you trying to make me feel guilty for doing something nice?
That's not what I'm trying to do here. I just don't understand why this is so important to you.
I told you that I'm close to her family as well. I want to help out. Can you imagine losing a daughter when she was still so young? They're devastated.
Yes, I can imagine. So, am I the one being unreasonable here? I just feel like something's not right.
Yes, you're the one acting nuts.
You really think so? Do you have enough clothes with you? Do you need me to bring you anything?
That's okay. I have enough. You don't need to drive out here. It'll just make things complicated.
But Karen was only a friend, right? I don't think that it would be weird for me to go over and hand you some extra sets of clothing. It's really not a problem for me. Tell me where you are right now.
I'm in the next town over, but you don't need to come. I don't need extra clothes. Just leave me alone. I can take care of myself. Karen left us so early that I didn't get a chance to say goodbye. I want to help out with the funeral, and once that's over, I'll come home. You didn't even know her. You don't need to get involved.
Okay, fine, but there's no need for you to be so cold to me. I was only trying to help. I had no idea that you cared so much about Karen. I would have liked to meet her. Let me know if you need anything from me then. Harry, tell me what's going on.
What do you want? I'm busy. Don't text me unless it's an emergency.
What are you busy with?
You can't be serious. Karen's funeral, you idiot. I told you that.
Yes, you did.
I'm at a funeral. Don't text me.
Why are you the one hosting the funeral? It doesn't make any sense.
Huh?
You were acting strange, so I decided to come to the funeral as well. I was shocked to see that you were the one hosting the funeral, so I left, and now I'm trying to calm down at a nearby cafe. I went to Karen's funeral, and for some reason, my husband was the host. It doesn't make any sense. You need to explain to me. And then you said, "Thank you for coming to my wife Karen's funeral." Harry, you're my husband, right? What the hell is going on? I'm waiting for a reasonable explanation.
So you were at the funeral then? How did you even know where the funeral was taking place?
I looked up all the funeral homes in the town next to ours, and I called them up to see if a woman named Karen around our age was being buried. I ask you again, why are you hosting her funeral? How is Karen your wife? I thought that I was your wife.
I asked you to not come looking for me. Why did you do that? Don't ruin Karen's funeral. This is the last time that I get to be with her.
How can you be angry about this? I'm the one that's livid. This means that you were married to two women at the same time. Why am I only finding out about this now?
What?
I got the truth from your relatives at the funeral, so you can't deny anything. Not only were you cheating on me, but Karen was your concubine.
Who told you that? You'd better not have said anything to my relatives to complicate matters.
Like what? I might have mentioned that the person they thought was Karen's husband is actually married to me?
How dare you? Today was supposed to be about Karen.
Karen's family and relatives seemed shocked, but they were holding it together for the funeral. I guess that they'll want to talk to you after the funeral, though.
You ruined the funeral. How could you? I can't believe that this is happening right now.
Don't act like the victim here. I'm the one that wants to shout and scream. You did this to me, and I have every right to be furious with you. I'm filing for a divorce, and you're going to pay me for the damages.
A divorce? Why? Is that necessary?
Do you really have to ask, idiot? You had an affair, and on top of that, you let everyone think that she was your only wife. You've got to be kidding me. But you've made it easy for me. You basically made a public announcement about your affair at the funeral.
It wasn't an affair. Karen really was my wife.
I see. Then I guess our marriage wasn't what I thought it was. I'll never know which marriage meant more to you, but whatever. Now I know that all those late nights in the office and business trips were lies. You were with Karen.
I never lied. This is a big misunderstanding.
I already checked with your office. They say that you always leave the office on time and that your job doesn't require you to go on business trips.
You what?
So stop lying, you asshole. I want the truth. I was stupid enough to think that you were working hard. There were times when you told me that you were working late and had to spend the night at the office. And you had so many business trips. I sat at home thinking that you were really busy with work. I never imagined that you had a whole other life that I didn't know about.
You've got it all wrong. Let's talk about this. Let me explain it to you.
You don't need to say anything. I get it. You're a real piece of shit, and I should have never married you.
Give me a chance to explain myself.
No, you just want to make excuses and justify your actions. You made it very clear to me today that you were in love with Karen and that the life that I've been living is a big fat lie. Let's end this here. It was nice knowing you.
We are husband and wife. We need to talk about this.
By the way, Karen's family didn't seem to know that you were married to me. I'm sure that they're very upset with you right now, as am I.
How can you do this to Karen's family? They just lost their daughter. And they love me. What are they going to think now? You didn't have to go out of your way to complicate things.
Yes, you said that before, but I have no obligation to listen to you. Karen's family told me that you told them that you couldn't legally marry her because of your religion. I had no idea that you were so religious. Karen's family did not appreciate being lied to like that. I bet that they'll be suing you too.
Why would they sue me? Melanie, you need to calm down. There's no need for you to sue me. We can work this out.
Well, first of all, you need to pay me alimony for lying and cheating on me. And I'm divorcing you ASAP. I can't believe that you were cheating on me this entire time. I'm a fool. And you were telling everyone that Karen was your wife. How could you do this to me? Don't you care enough about me at all? This is all so stupid. It makes me want to laugh.
But Karen's gone now. You have nothing to worry about. You're my only wife now, and I won't do anything to jeopardize that anymore.
How can you tell me not to worry? Karen's death must be so convenient for you right now. You're a monster. Karen might be dead, but you shouldn't disrespect her like this. I've never met her, but I feel sorry for her. Meeting you was the biggest mistake of her life. And you're going to go to hell for what you did to the both of us.
Don't be so dramatic. You need to calm down. We can work out our issues. I'm open to getting some marriage counseling.
There's no need because I'm divorcing you. I won't change my mind. You do remember that you only have your job because my father is on the executive board, right?
What does that have to do with anything?
I'm sure that my father wouldn't want you at the same company as him when he finds out what you did to me. He'll fire you for sure.
He wouldn't do that. I can't lose my job over this. What am I going to do? How am I going to pay my living expenses? I've been a good husband to you. You never doubted me until today.
Did you think that you could marry more than one person? What world do you live in? You should move to a country that permits polygamy. I'm divorcing you and getting alimony. That's the least that you could do for me. I won't ever forgive you, and you mean nothing to me now. I'm telling my parents about this, and you'll be fired.
Karen's parents are already upset with me. Do you really need to involve your parents too? I've never seen them so mad. Today would have gone well if you hadn't gotten involved.
How can you try to blame this on me, you dumbass? We all have the right to be mad at you. You did this to us. Own up to it. You don't deserve to have anyone on your side. And you'll lose your job. This is the punishment that you asked for.
Why are you being so harsh? I just lost Karen.
I'm not harsh. You need to deal with this on your own. You should lose everything and become homeless. You can live on a riverside and feed on wild grass.
How can you wish this on me?
How could I not? Goodbye, Harry. I can't wait for you to rot in hell. Once Karen's funeral was over, her family wanted to have a word with Harry. They were going to sue him for creating a life with Karen that was based on a big lie. As I had predicted, my father was furious with Harry, and he was fired from his company. Harry had no choice but to pay money to both me and Karen's family, but he was jobless and homeless. It's gonna take him a very long time to pay what is owed to us. But he deserves every bit of it. He shouldn't have messed with either me or Karen in the first place. Now that I'm divorced from Harry, I'm free from all of the pain. I'm glad that I didn't spend the rest of my life being married to a total fraud. I hope that Harry spends the rest of his life regretting his poor choices, and he better pay me alimony no matter how long it takes.
Are you going to be able to come tomorrow? If so, I'm really looking forward to seeing you again.
I'm still planning on coming tomorrow. I heard you had yourself a really beautiful house built, right? I'm sure that even Faye is really happy about that now, too.
Well, this is what Faye had dreamed of happening, so of course she's happy about all of it. If she wasn't smiling about the new house, then I'd really have no clue what she wants and would probably go crazy trying to figure that out.
Have you already gone and told her that I'll be coming over as well tomorrow?
I let her know once already. I said that you'd be around, even when I have my meeting. But I'll do my best to leave a lot of time open to you when you're around, so that we can all talk. We can talk more about all of that later on, as I'd really like to continue talking to you about those things from earlier.
Understood. I'll be coming by myself tomorrow, okay? But I'll make sure that next week I bring everything we talk about up with my leader and we'll discuss things.
Alright, thank you, Gianna. Although, having to be helped by someone like you is a little embarrassing for me.
What are you talking about, Gage? I'm your little sister and want to make sure everything goes well for you, just like you'd do for me if I needed the help. We siblings have to stick together in times like these, right?
Hearing something like that from you really warms my heart. But I still feel as though I should be the one responsible for my company. And now having you around helping me, I need to be more diligent in getting good results.
I'm hoping for that as well for you. But you're my older brother, so you'll be all right. Anyway, I'm really looking forward to seeing you tomorrow and seeing that new house. Gage is having a problem within his company and has gone to resolve the issue. So he won't be back home until after you've already showed up here, okay? That's what I'd heard from him as well. He made sure to tell me before I got into my car. I still plan on being there at the time I told you both yesterday. Is that all right with you still? I heard from him that you're going to be the one to show me around the new house while he's out at the office. But if he's going to be coming home later today, then I can wait for him, or even possibly come over another day if you'd like. What do you want to do? What are you planning to do by coming over to our house? Huh? I heard from him that you're planning on staying the night here and whatnot. But do you think you'll actually be getting anything from us just because we're both well off? Let me tell you right now, if you come into this home and start stealing from us, you're going to be in very deep water. What? Can you slow down for just a minute? Why are you starting to talk about me as though I'd be coming over to steal anything from you two? I have no reason to be stealing from you both, right? I'm just coming over to hang out and talk with the both of you as well as see the new house you both have. Well, think about it, Gianna. You're nothing more than a dirty janitor, right? Excuse me? And all janitors are both lowlifes and moneyless. And now that you've heard that your brother is a CEO, you think you can come over here and take our things? If that's what you're thinking, I'd like you to stand back and rethink your plans. Gage is my husband now, right? He doesn't have the time to take care of moneyless slobs like you anymore. Hold on a second, Faye. I think you have a bit of a misconception of me or something that's making you say all these things. Actually, I don't even know what you're trying to infer about me right now based on all that you've just told me. There we go. You can't even make up a good excuse. You know that I'm right about what I've said about your plan, and now the only thing you can say back to me is that I'm the one with a misconception and that I'm wrong. Well, to start, can you stop looking down on me for being a janitor like that? I'd like to know what's so bad about being a janitor in your eyes. It's due to janitors that the inside and outside of buildings like your husband's are so clean and well kept for everyone working in them. And for the most part, those that work for a cleaning and janitorial company are usually very proud of the work they do and want to do their best. What are you going on about? I feel bad for all you freaks that only have enough brain in you to clean the toilets of complete strangers all day long. The fact that you all are so daft that you can only make money from work like that is just depressing. Your brother ended up being the CEO of a very well-regarded company, yet somehow his little sister had to turn into a crap cleaner. That's so unfortunate for him. When I married him, I never knew he had a tragic little sister like you working a gross job like that. Tragic? That's a bit rude of you to say to me, right? Well, anyway, I'll be arriving at your house here soon, so we can talk more about all of this in person and hopefully clear all of this up. I think you have a misunderstanding of me, so I'd like for that to all go away with a quick explanation from me about who I really am and what my intentions really are. You sad sight! How does it feel to have toilet water thrown all over you like that? If this has taught you anything, then get out of my house and never come back here again. I am appalled. I heard that you were a pretty tough woman when it came to being nice, but for you to actually act out like that towards your own sister-in-law? I only came here today to celebrate my brother moving into a brand new house, but you're telling me that you threw all that toilet water on me just because I'm a janitor? What the hell were you thinking, Faye? I doubt that by asking you that I'll get an answer that I can understand, but I have to ask you at least once. Of course, a lowlife like you would never be able to understand any answer I gave you to that question. Now, to be clear, the reason for all of that was because a lowlife like you thought you could come into this beautiful house of mine. Your beautiful house? That's the house that my brother built, right? So what? Whatever he calls his is also mine, right? I know that you were having a pretty good time splashing all that water onto me and are feeling on top of the world right now, but you're going to regret all of that real soon. Why should I ever regret what I've done to you? I was just protecting my beautiful house from a beggar like you getting in here. You actually think I'd let your lowlife butt in here? I don't care that you're my sister-in-law, Gianna. I had to throw that water on you to keep you from taking any of my money and things. Then I'll be halting my transfer of any more money to you guys. We don't need whatever money you think you have. And actually, what the hell do you mean you've been giving us money? Do you actually think you can do something like that for us? You are aware that my husband runs a very well-off company, right? Well, I'm sure you don't understand the whole picture right now, but I really didn't expect you to be this blind to what's all been going on around you. Huh? What are you talking about right now, Gianna? I'm going to do just as you've asked and head home. But be aware that the money I've been giving your husband to keep his company from becoming a burning mess will stop. Do you really expect me to believe that you've been giving my husband money to keep his company afloat? I'm going to let him know right now that you've gone home. And please, never come around my beautiful house ever again. I don't have time to cater to scum like you. Understood. I wish you good luck after this. What do you want with me now? Things have changed. Do you think you can start heading back to my house? No. Why the hell would I come back there? What makes you think asking me a stupid question like that after what you've done would be such a good idea, And what do you mean things have changed for you? Before, I didn't believe a word you'd said about the current state of things regarding you and my husband. But when I told him that you'd gone home already, he was
furious. He kept saying I really screwed him over big time. He's on his way home right now in a panic, and I want to know what I should do about him.
Why are you asking me what you should do right now about him?
Why the hell is Gage freaking out so much right now?
To tell you the truth, I am the owner of a cleaning services company, and for a while now I'd been working with my brother to support his company with funding. I'm assuming that he's really worried about all of that right now.
Huh? You're the CEO of a cleaning services company?
I sure am. I see that you had been confusing me for just being a simple janitor this whole time, but I'm not the one cleaning and doing all that work. Rather, I'm the one running the company that employs people to do that work. And as for my brother's company, it's been on the brink of collapsing for a bit now, and I'd been planning on helping keep him afloat. And as for me coming over today, the reason was for me to talk with him about what to do next regarding the money I'd been handing him and his company. Of course, I was also coming over to celebrate you both moving into that new house, but the main reason was to talk business.
No, there's no way that should be true. You're supposed to be some low-level janitor, Gianna. Your brother even told me that you work for a cleaning services company.
And that's not wrong. The only difference is that I don't just work for the company, but run it as well as the company's CEO. How many more times do I have to repeat that to you for you to understand me? I get that a long time ago I had been working as a janitor and all, but that was just to learn about the field I'm working in and to understand how to run a company like this one.
Is that so? I never heard a thing about any of that. So you're telling me that all of this was just a misunderstanding between us?
No matter how you try and think about it, you did misunderstand me. But you having had little idea about who I actually am has nothing to do with me now. Because as of now, I can see that you're totally okay with throwing toilet water all over me because you thought I was a janitor.
Well, that was just because I had a misconception of you, a simple misunderstanding. Normally, I'd never actually do anything as rude as that to anyone. You could even call that a joke of sorts. I just assumed you were coming to steal things from us, and that since you were supposedly a janitor, the whole splashing toilet water over you would be a good form of defense.
I think a person like you won't have much more of a future anymore where you're still married to my brother now.
Huh? What does that mean?
I'm saying that after this, I don't think you and him are going to have a successful future together. I doubt he's the kind of guy to allow a witch like you to be by his side. Actually, I know a guy like him won't allow that.
I don't really get what you're talking about, but...
I'm saying that now that my brother and I have a good idea of the person you truly are, we're no longer going to want to have anything to do with you. And really, I don't even have the will to help him with his company any longer, so I'll make sure to let him know that here.
Hold on a sec, Gianna. You're joking about actually telling him what happened between us, right? He's already furious with me about sending you home, but if you go telling him about the reason for that, he'll explode and take me down with him.
And none of that is anything I'm worried about at the moment.
Gianna, let's take a moment to let the air cool between us and talk this over again, okay? How about we both just forget about everything that happened earlier?
I'm calm right now, Faye, and the air has remained a very comfortable temperature for me so far. And unfortunately, I don't think I'll be able to forget what you just did to me. You literally threw a bucket of toilet water in my face when I walked through the door and started laughing at me when you saw my face. Only those with the most twisted of souls would ever do that to another person over them having a job as a janitor. You really want me to forget that? Think about it. There's really no way to forget any of that.
I told you that you're wrong about that. Please listen to what I've been trying to tell you. I really had no clue that you were such an amazing person before I did all of that to you. I just had the idea that you were some failure that's had to live life working as a scummy janitor was all. What I did to you back then was all due to the thought that you were nothing more than a lowlife.
Oh God, you think that I'm going to follow your reasoning for all of that? What you're telling me is that you really do hate those that you deem to be lowlives, including janitors.
Huh? That's not what I meant by that.
Well, with that kind of thinking, you've basically just told me that you hate everyone that works for me in my company, and that they're all scum and have no money. You wouldn't want me telling all of them that now, would you? I'm really confused right now. What the hell are you thinking, talking about people that you know nothing about like that? I'm sorry. I didn't think that you and my brother would be getting this upset with me over what I said. It's just, when most people think of a janitor, they think of someone working a pretty low-level job and someone that's never graduated from college. I'm sorry that my thoughts got to me so easily. But now I can see you're not some low-life scum, but a very successful CEO. So you don't have to worry because I'd never look down on someone that runs their own company and has a lot of money from it. So can you calm down now? I'm your friend, after all. You must not understand the definition of friend, then. Because to me, and anyone else looking at this situation, you're anything but a friend to me. And at this point, I've already let my brother know about everything from today. Huh? What do you mean by everything from today? Well, I started by telling him about how you threw a bucket of toilet water on me, and then about how I will no longer be helping him by funding his company. I also made sure he knew that as long as you're with him, I'd never come around him again. And that he would no longer be getting any kind of help from me ever again. Why would you tell him things like that? You're making me look like the bad guy for some reason. I'm not sure why you ended up the way you are, but after what you've done to me today, I think it's totally acceptable of me to label you as a bad guy of sorts. I told you I understand, though, and I'm apologizing to you now, right? Why are you being so heartless towards me after all the effort I've put into apologizing to you? Are you telling me that you don't want to make up with me after that? What do you mean by us making up? And do you think after all you've done to me, a simple apology is going to get me to forgive you? We're not kids anymore, Faye. You even ended up saying terrible things about the employees working for me, so I'm definitely not forgiving you for that, as I'm sure none of them would. Now, if you want to discuss what's going on right now some more, you can wait for Gage to get home and talk with him. I have nothing left to say to you now, so that's that. Wait a second, though. Gianna, this is all really messed up, right? If you leave things the way they are, I am 99% sure that Gage is going to kick me out of this house. And I'd have to say that that'd be the correct choice when it comes to handling you. Are you kidding me? Why would you say something like that now? Was what I did really that bad? I think you're going a little overboard by saying all of that crap about me. Come on and do something about this, Gianna. Right now, our marriage is on the line, and you're the only one that can do anything to save it. Don't you want to help your brother stay happy? The only reason for your marriage being in danger is due to you being a terrible person, Faye. Now figure something out and try your best to avoid losing your husband. You already told me that I'm not allowed around your house since I'm a lowlife. But if you're thrown out by my brother, that must be because you're more of a lowlife than even me. That would only be fair, though, right? Since you made that rule up. Are you really going to say things like that? I apologized for cleaning your face off with that toilet water already, right? I promise I won't say anything bad about you anymore regarding your job, okay? So please, just frickin' forgive me. No thanks. But hey, this all matches exactly with what you said about me. I'm a lowlife, and letting your marriage fall apart is definitely something a lowlife would allow to happen. At least I'm not the one that'll be going through hell here soon, so have fun, you witch. In the end, Gage made his way back home with his face beet red, telling Faye to get out of his house without even giving her a chance to retort. Once he had her outside, he then went and locked all the doors and proceeded to grab all her things and toss them out the window for her to take. Then the following day, he began the process of divorcing her. Faye hasn't had a job of her own for a very long time, and so her pockets were empty leaving that house, and has since been on the streets trying to figure out what to do next. But this is all well-deserved after all the horrible things Faye said and did to Gage's little sister Gianna. Luckily for Gage, after he had gotten rid of and divorced Faye, Gianna came back to him and said that she'd continue to help fund his company. I'm sure she never wanted to threaten him with ending the flow of money to his company, but it was the only way to get him to throw Faye away, which needed to be done after what she'd done to Gianna. Anyway, Faye is going to be on the streets for a long time now following these unfortunate events. But hopefully, while she's going through hard times, she begins to learn the importance of everyone, even those that she considers low lives, like herself.
Excuse me, Eloise, but what do you think you're doing? Huh? What are you talking about, Raquel? Stop trying to play dumb with me. I am talking about what happened today at the family gathering and dinner. When I was talking to my aunt, you were there with the two of us as we were gathered there. And I remember you telling her that I'm like a parasite living in your home. Why would you tell her such a lie as that? Well, look, sis, I was just telling the truth to her. You are already way too old to be living in your parents' house still, and since you still haven't found anyone to marry you yet, that must mean you're like a shut-in or something. You happen to be Brian's sister, so I've done my best to stay quiet about all my feelings towards you. But I've had enough sitting around and letting you get away with such crap. I understand that I don't have a husband of my own yet, but I am still working remotely while in the house. And very soon I plan to move into a new house close by. I feel that I've explained all this to you plenty of times before, right? And you expect me to believe that crap every time you tell me about it? You really expect me, someone in their 30s now, to believe that you're in that room all day working on things that are going to make you money? Making products by hand is a very labor-intensive job, you know. I don't care. I'm sorry that I've had to be the one to look over you this whole time, even though you're the one older than me. Now, can you start acting a bit more your age and get out of the house and into a life of your own? Eloise, what do you think people are going to think of you when you do things like that? And what is it this time with you? Why are a ton of your things littered all over my room right now? And when it comes to my things, what have you done with them? I can't even find a single thing of mine now. All of it was getting in my way, so I tossed it all out. Why are you throwing away other people's things like that when they're not your own? I cannot believe you right now. Well, isn't this all your fault since you still haven't moved out of the house yet and are way too old to be relying on us? Do you plan to keep living there even though we are staying there now? Listen up, Eloise. I told you just yesterday that the day I'm moving out has been moved back a bit due to my work and being too busy, right? And that's why my things would be at my parents' house for a little while longer. I told you that right to your face, Eloise. That's just your poor excuse for not wanting to get out of here. I heard from you that you were having a lot of your things here for a little while longer, but you never said I couldn't throw them away or anything. That right there is BS. Well, maybe next time you have to be more specific when explaining things like that to me. Raquel, it's absolutely disgusting that you're still living in your parents' house when you're in your 40s. My husband and I are moving into the house now, so please get lost. I'll be taking care of your mom from now on, okay? So there's no play for you in this house anymore. Just give up for me, please. I told you that I have to wait a bit longer to move to my new place. Well, I already have a new house, so I guess I will be leaving now. And even if I hadn't bought the place yet, I'd still get out of here. Trying to act all tough now, are we? I doubt you even have a place right now, and what? Are you gonna go live on the streets or something while searching for a new place? I can see that nothing I am saying is getting into that thick skull of yours. Tell me right now where you ended up throwing all my things away at. I don't know. I just toss them in the trash and let the garbage man handle them. Tomorrow is when they come by this house and pick up the trash. So try again, please. Who cares where your things are now anyway? I really can't get a second of decent talk out of you, can I?
Raquel, I'm so sorry.
Brian, can you not see see that your wife is a bit screwed up in the head? Are you sure you're okay with someone like her? She's told me that she's gone and thrown out a lot of my tools for work as well as a lot of the products that I had already made. And she's now telling me that she has no idea where she threw all of that stuff away at, and most of it has to do with my job.
I even tried asking her what she did with all that stuff, but she'd only reply by saying she doesn't know. And she kept trying to push this excuse on me that Mom said it was okay for her to toss it all, and that's why she did so. She doesn't even seem to care about how what she's done is completely messed up.
So she's going to try and take advantage of the fact that Mom has early signs of dementia and make her be the one to take the blame? She is so screwed in the head.
I'll make sure to pay you back for everything she threw away. And I'll have her know what's happened because of her actions. I'm so sorry, Raquel.
You apologizing to me isn't really going to solve anything now. But the fact that I hear that your wife is using Mom as her scapegoat is a little bit too disturbing.
To be real with you, this time, I'm really shocked by what she's done, and it's made me lose a lot of trust in her.
I bet. Well, I'm not going to allow this. I guess I'll have to be the one to watch over Mom after all. I'll be sending her things over to my new place as well soon, so can you make sure to gather it all up for me?
Hold on a second. That has nothing to do with what we were talking about before.
Huh? Why are you saying that in times like these? I want to know why you're even marrying a woman like that anyway, who has a rotten character. I'm sure she's just trying to use you, Brian, and you have to start becoming more aware of things like that.
Well, listen. I'm sorry, Raquel. When it comes to how I met her, it all comes down to her being a friend of one of my friends, which led to us starting to date. She really is a wonderful woman, but she happens to have parts of herself that are stronger than others. At first, I thought she just had a hard time listening to me, and used her power as a way of being romantic and kind, and maybe I was wrong.
So what are you trying to get at here?
I'm sorry, that was kind of a poor excuse right there.
You can stop trying to apologize or make excuses for what she's doing. You're just wasting your time now trying to defend her like that.
Right. But when it comes to Mom, can you hold on a little longer? The whole reason I wanted to move back home with her was to be able to live with her again after all.
Well, you did explain that to me a while back.
For the longest time now, you've been left to take care of Mom and that house. But I really wanted this time to be my turn so that you could finally have a break. So if you take Mom with you, there was no need for all of this effort spent.
And I told you long ago that you didn't have to worry so much about Mom and I, right? I get that you want to care for her again and everything, but you can't tell me it's a waste of time that you might not be able to live with her. She has a right to be around people that want to care for her, like you. But when you have Eloise there, well...
I know that, and I can't make an excuse for it. But you have been dealing with everything here by yourself for so long, and have never asked anyone for help. So I wanted to be the one to support you. I will not forgive what Eloise did to you, not one bit. I'll make sure she's held responsible for everything she did.
And I feel that you should hold her responsible to the fullest extent. I guess I have no choice but to give you a little more time then. Raquel, how have you been doing since then? Are you having a fun time living all by yourself in that rundown shack of yours? I'm actually having a pretty nice time at my new house. And when I'm finished getting everything unpacked and managed, I'll send you a video tour of the place so that you have a better idea where I'm living. No need! I don't have any interest in looking at that dumpy apartment you're gonna try and fix up. So you think that I'm still lying about everything regarding my life? I'd really like to know what gets you off about making fun of other people like that. Did I do something to you before that's made you this miserable? I told you before that you were getting in my way. Are you not aware of all the people you've been causing problems for this whole time you've been alive? It's scary that you are so naive at that. Well, before you begin to question others and worry about them, perhaps you should be thinking about how you yourself is doing. Huh? Why should I have to worry about myself? Well, don't you feel that your parents are going to try to contact you here soon? Hey, what the hell is going on? Huh? What are you talking about, Eloise? Stop trying to play dumb with me now. I was just told by my parents that they no longer want to see me anymore and that I should never talk to them again. The hell did you tell them to make them do this? Well, that's a relief. It seems they have finally opened their eyes to what their daughter's been up to. You told me that something bad happened within their company? Why the hell do you know anything about my dad and his company? So you have no idea what's been going on at your parents' company then? Well, if you'd like to know why I know him, it's because I'm the CEO. Huh? I have my company, and your dad has his company, right? Well, both our companies are in a partnership at the moment. Wait, I have no idea what you're going on about. I've always been talking about how I work to create handmade goods, right? You have to tell me that you've known about me doing all of that, right? Yeah, and I thought that was your excuse for being locked in your room all day long. I was never using it as an excuse for anything, though. I'm running a company that happens to make handmade goods for people that order them through us. You could call it a smaller company, but I still happen to employ quite a few people, and we all tend to work from home making goods. And as for the stuff that was in my room being worked on, it was all a collaboration effort between a few different companies. A collaboration? Your father asked me to start working on all those goods as a way of getting his company's name out there. He wanted more customers to know about the company he runs, and so he wanted me making high-quality goods that he could use to inform and attract customers about his company and others. What the hell? I don't believe you. All of those pieces of jewelry I had been working on were for an upcoming event where they'd be sold for a limited time, but... Oh, that's a bit strange, isn't it? I haven't even started selling any of them yet. However, when looking online, I can see that they are already being sold for prices higher than I was planning to sell them at. I wonder who could have gotten a hold of all those goods while they were in my room. Could someone have stolen them from me instead of throwing them out? Are you trying to blame me? You're being an idiot right now, Raquel. But isn't the room that used to be mine, where I worked all the time and kept said goods, your room now? And in that room was a lot of my things before you moved in, throwing them all out, right? I had all my things in that room placed in boxes ready to be moved into my house, so it was all so easy for someone to take, right? Didn't I tell you to go out looking for those things for me before they got to the dump like you said would happen? Wait, you didn't do that, but you didn't give anything back to me. Instead, all of my things are back in your room in that house, still in their boxes. Did you go through my room and find all those? What's wrong with you? You're the one asking me that question? Well, anyway, because of what you've done, I lost a lot of faith in your father's company, and that's why we've come to now. He lost a lot of the product he had asked for my company to craft for him, all to his little sister who once worked for him. So saddening, really. Well, you can't blame me for all that. I didn't know anything about you and him working together. I just thought instead of throwing all those things out you were making, like the jewelry and such, it'd be better for me to make a little money off it by selling it all online. No matter how you try and frame it, you took something that's not yours and have been selling it. You could be taken to court for stealing private property, especially the property of a well-established company. Shut up! If you're gonna get so upset about it, then why don't you do something to fix all this? Why would I be the one to do that? How about you try and do something about the mistake you've created? Hey! Hey! Please reply to me!
What? I still have a little while longer before I can get home.
I don't care about you being here or not right now. I have something seriously important to tell you about. Because of your sister, my parents are upset with me and no longer want anything to do with me now. Right now, your sister has no idea what she's talking about and has the wrong idea about everything. I just happened to do something a little out of line is all. But because of that, somehow, the contract she had with my dad's company is no more. How does something like that even happen?
Well, that was bound to happen with you, I suppose. All of the money that you made off selling my sister's things ended up going right into your own private bank account, right? So we know about everything, and know it's the truth.
I'm telling you that the only truth here is that your sister has everything all wrong in her head. I really wanted to become a good sister-in-law to her. Yeah, she's painting me as some kind of bad guy. Well, I'm sure that by making your sister lose a lot of her work and her job, she's going to become a lot better of a person now, right? I mean, she did all this to herself, right?
I don't think what you've done is going to help in making my sister any better than she already is. So are you telling me that even now, you don't feel bad for what you've done?
Why would I feel bad about the problem she created for herself? You gonna start blaming me for something I didn't do now as well, Brian?
I see. Well, I understand then. Eloise, I have some paperwork on top of the desk in my home office that I'd like you to take a good look at. Do you think you can go in there and give it a read?
Why would I do that now of all times? Ugh. Brian! Where are you at right now?
Right now? I'm still out of the house right now. Did you have a good look at the paperwork that was on my desk?
Why is this happening for no reason?
Don't you dare tell me there's no reason for what I'm doing. As long as you're willing to cooperate with me and sign everything you need to, I can have it all handed in.
Stop that, Brian. Are you really gonna let that witch win? What the hell happened to that slimy freak to make her this deranged?
Well, then let me say this, Eloise. You haven't only been selling my sister's company's goods on the online market, but you've been selling my mom's things now.
Huh?
All of the brand accessories that my mom has, as well as her purses and coats, and so on, have slowly started to appear online, and when they sell, they vanish from the house. Are you using the same account you used to sell my sister's things as well?
I'm sure there was just some unlucky coincidence there.
Well, I'll have a deeper look later into what's going on there. But tell me, what's actually going on here? Seems to me that you've been meeting with the same man multiple times a week. And this picture is from today. You happen to go out with him a lot during the day, when you say you're at home taking care of my mom, who really needs someone there for her. Strange. Not only have you not been upholding your end of the promise, but you've been cheating on me instead.
You have it all wrong. He just happened to have some things going on, so I met up with him. He's a good friend of mine.
I happen to have a friend of mine go out for me and get all sorts of exciting and wonderful photos of the both of you. Would you like to see them?
Well, hold on a couple of seconds.
I'm sorry, Eloise, but I no longer need someone like you in my life. We're getting divorced. And I want you out of my mom's house now.
Can you at least let me explain everything myself? I just happened to be having a hard time adjusting to the new house, and so I went out for a bit of fun. I promise to never do something like that again.
Are you sure?
I told you I won't anymore! And I'll only stay home to care for your mother from now on. You are my number one, Brian! So can you please believe me when I say all this to you?
I see. Well, if my sister is okay with what's been going on here, I'll rethink divorcing you.
Are you sure? That's a promise. Raquel, I might have happened to mess up a small bit. Why are you coming to me again now? Have you finally heard the news from Brian that he wants to divorce you? That's right. I think what happened this time has caused some rough patches between us. Rough patches, huh? I understand now that I did a lot of things wrong. But wanting a divorce because of all of it? Can't you agree with me that that way of thinking is way too dangerous in our relationship? You and I are family, right? Can you please help me get through this tough moment between him and I? So? What do you mean by so? So, is this your way of apologizing to me for all you've done? So far, based off what you've been talking about, I can't seem to pick up on your apology to me anywhere. What are you going on about? Acting like you deserve some kind of respect from me. Then how about I come over to your house right now and give you an apology in person? Would that make you happy? Oh, I never asked for you to come to me. I just happen to know the kind of person you really are deep down is all. Oh, come on, I'm coming over there right now. And once I've gotten down on my hands and knees and apologized, you forgive me, okay? You and I are family after all, so you shouldn't be too upset with me, right? I'll be at your sister's place in another couple minutes, okay? Can you tell me where you're even at right now? Are you out messing around or something?
I just got back to the house a little bit ago, and I'm looking after my mom now.
Hey, you plan to rethink getting a divorce and all that still, right? If you don't, I have no reason to really be apologizing for this, right?
What kind of remark is that? Now that we're on that subject, have you gotten around to filling out your parts of the paperwork?
I have. I even sent you those pictures of all my signatures and everything on it already, right? You told me that if I didn't fill it out first, you wouldn't tell me the address of your sister's house, right?
I had to make sure I covered all my bases with you, since I can't trust you anymore.
Why not? Are you really going to say that all of this is my fault now?
I think so. But there are some parts of this that make me feel as though I'm to blame as well.
Huh? What does that mean?
Eloise, you have a very good idea of the man my father was, right?
I do. And about what happened to him 2 years ago before he passed away.
Good. Well, it was 10 years ago that the doctors found out my dad had a tumor, which subsequently led to him having cancer. And up until he had passed away, years after that, my sister was the one to look after both him and my mom at their home.
Well, she's been living at that house with them ever since she was little, so of course she should be made to care for them both.
The opposite of that, actually. At the time, I was out of the state for a while for work, so I couldn't do anything to help, really. So, as a result of that, my sister was forced to go back to their house and live with them for the past 10 years. And that's why I was able to rest easy knowing that she was there living with and caring for the two of them. After all, my parents wanted me to stay out of the state and continue working my job, since Raquel has a bit more freedom with her work. And well, I told you about all of this even before we got married, so I thought I'd never have to repeat any of this to you again. Are you sure you remember everything I told you about my sister and family?
Of course. Why wouldn't I? And that's how I came to know that you are a really nice man.
So even though you knew about the sacrifices my sister had to make giving up her life for 10 years to be around them, you still meant all those horrible things you said? I really should have done something about you sooner, had I known everything you were doing to her.
Hey, Brian? Brian, answer your gosh dang phone already!
What?
I've pressed on her doorbell multiple times now, but she won't come and answer the door for me. And what is up with this place? Are you sure you gave me the right address to her house?
It looks like somewhere a celebrity would live, right? I was even shocked when I had a look at the place before she moved in.
Well, before we talk about that, why the hell is your sister now answering me? What does she think she's doing?
Raquel already talked about this. She heard from you that you were coming and that it was fine. But she never said to you that you'd be allowed to meet her.
Why the hell would she have me come all the way out here if she didn't even want me to meet her? Does she not want to listen to me apologize to her about the mistakes I made? What a witch. I mean, seriously, why would she waste my precious time by doing something so petty to me?
Huh? Are you kidding me, Eloise? Stop talking about my sister like that, you pile of crap. If I hear another word from you talking poorly about her, I'll make sure you never see the light of day again. And another thing, the amount of times her and I explained the current situation to you, you still haven't seemed to catch a hint. Do you really think that a simple apology to her is going to wash all you did away? I'm pissed that you kept so many things hidden from me, like cheating and leaving my mom alone, and what you say about my sister all the time is not acceptable.
I'm sorry about that. It just came out before I could stop myself from saying it. You shouldn't get so upset with me about that, okay?
Did your tongue just slip then? You think I'm gonna let a 5-year-old's excuse like that work here? Well, I'm very aware that my sister is never going to forgive you for what you done to her.
What? Then that means...
I had a look at the divorce papers, and everything seems to be in order. I'm going to be handing them in now.
Hold on a sec! You can't just do something like that to me. It's not fair! I've been apologizing for everything this whole dang time!
It's too late to apologize, and you should have known that from the start. I cannot trust you anymore, which means we cannot be together anymore. I'll make sure to get a settlement from you for cheating on me, and maybe from your partner as well.
You can't. Don't throw me away like this. I promise that I'll make everything up to you after this. I love you so much, Brian, and you should love me a lot too.
I don't love you anymore, Eloise, and I never will again. Make sure you pay me everything I asked for. Also, my sister is going to be suing you for stealing and selling her company's goods.
Huh?
And that's just from her company's side. You'll also be paying her for all the trouble you've caused her, and for the items you did throw away of hers. You're in for a real treat having to deal with her and her company now.
What? So she's really going to fight me over all of that? Even using her company?
Those products and goods of hers that you sold illegally all go for a lot of money and have really ruined her brand's image. She will have to fight for a long time to make up for the losses you've forced on her, as well as fight to get her company's name cleaned. She's already in the process of getting her lawyers together. I think in a little while her lawyers and her will be coming for you to let you know what you'll be owing her.
Do you know how much I'm going to have to pay then?
I'm not sure of all the details, but you're looking at paying upwards of $1 to $2 million.
You have to realize that I don't have that kind of money. Where am I supposed to get money like that from? I don't have anyone that can support me now either, Brian.
Wait, are you not able to get any help from your parents now? That's right, they kicked you out of their family. Well, I guess you'll just have to do what every other responsible adult does and get a job.
I don't want to work, though. And if this is all made public information, then there will be no way of me finding a job with everyone knowing what happened with me and her product. Why is all of this happening to me?
Because you asked for it?
I'm so sorry, Brian. I really made a lot of crappy choices and screwed everything up. Can you please find a way to forgive me? If you guys both do this to me, then I'm never going to be able to live a normal life again.
I told you everything that's going to happen soon, and I don't plan on telling you again. So if you have any questions or things to say, talk with our lawyers about it. Now, I'll be heading out.
Brian, please wait. Hey, Brian, please. I told you that I'm so sorry for everything. Hey!
Raquel, I was able to get divorced from Eloise. And as for the money I'm asking for from her, my lawyer and I will continue working on it.
Really? I'm so glad to see how much her being an idiot led to her downfall. Now, if you let another woman do anything like this to you or I again, I'm not going to be forgiving you either.
Yeah, I'm really sorry about what happened this time.
Now tell me, why were you getting so worked up over her? Did you really have something to hide about her, or think that I was going to do something bad to you?
Well, look, you said to me that you've always wanted to have a store of your own and everything, right? But because I was out of the state, and you were forced to take care of Mom and Dad the whole time, you could never do that, right? I feel like I'm the one responsible for taking your dream from you, and that any sort of screw-ups on my end will only make you hate me more.
Well, if you feel as though you owe me something or have done something that bad, talk to me about it. I get that in the past I did want to open a store of my own selling my products. But as of right now, I'm doing the same thing, just online and from the comfort of my own home. Really, the work I do right now is just like the dream I had.
Is that right? So then, I just made myself get all worked up for nothing.
But I'm the same as you are there. I should have spoken with you about myself a bit more and told you that I was doing all right with Mom. But since I never did, you ended up having the stress of worrying about me and what I was thinking build up in you. So I'm sorry for getting you so worked up.
No worries. You didn't do a dang thing wrong anyways. Now, as for what'll be happening next, I want you to let me take care of Mom for you from now on, okay?
Huh? But what'll happen during the day while you're at work?
I plan to hire a helper, or some kind of day service to help while I'm not there. You happen to have found yourself someone that'll take good care of Mom from now on. So I'll make sure that everything is taken care of here at her house, while you go out and enjoy your life.
Fine. You really do love to make other people happy, don't you? I'm happy that you care so much about me. Thank you, Brian. In the end, Brian's ex-wife Eloise was hit with large amounts of money that she had to pay off. She wasn't able to find any friends or family to help support her, and I believe that her life is going to be a difficult one from now on. I've heard that recently she's been getting into it with the loan sharks, but we'll have to see whether their money can really help her in the long run or not. Right now, Brian is living with my mom at her house and taking great care of her when he can. He even spends all of his days off with her there, and I'm actually quite surprised with how good of a caregiver he is to her. I really hope that if Brian is still looking, he finds someone a lot more kind-hearted and cute than that Eloise. As for myself, I found a new man, and we've even gotten engaged and have started living together in my new house. I think right now I'm at the most happy moment in my life, but I hope it gets even more amazing from here.